All right. You are live. I always like that little notification that we get whenever we start the webinar live. I feel like I'm hosting something at like SNL or something.
Well, pushing that button is always so exciting. It kind of
Really
is.
is. Yeah. Get that that moment of
Making this go away.
exhilaration, a bit of
I
adrenaline.
want to. I want to see that face. I want to see that face.
Oh, baby.
The
Literally,
first time, though,
my dad, like, swear down, like my dad told me not to grow the beard back. He's like, "Oh, you look so much younger," and I was like, "I don't care." The idea is that when I get to when I'm 40 or 50 years old, then I shave the ears off.
man, and that, yeah. But you look young anyway. You've got a young face, anyways. Like I don't think it changed that much.
It was yeah, I was very lucky in that regard.
Yeah, yeah. I see we have two people watching. Don't hide.
Welcome.
Don't hide behind your screen. One of them's probably Giordano, but that's okay. So,
Probably is.
Kyle, before we begin, has anything exciting? Usually the answer that everyone says is no, so I'm anticipating this from you, but has anything exciting happened since the last time I saw you? It's kind of difficult to have exciting things happen right now. So
yeah, when the last time we saw each other was Friday. Last Friday, I believe we had a lesson together. Since then, oh, actually, yes, something exciting has happened. I downloaded Disney Plus onto my PlayStation, and I am loving it.
that was my news too. That was my big news as well.
Yeah, the little things. I just watched Atlantis, The Lost Empire this
Isn't it
morning.
fun finding some of these old things like
Yeah. I didn't realize, but they have Winnie the Pooh in there as well. And I'm like, oh my goodness, a trip down memory lane is going to happen.
the first day that it was I subscribed like 2 months ago. Like I bought the early subscription. I have been ready for this.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
Tuesday morning, or during the day on Tuesday, the first day, I watched Mary Poppins, Robin Hood. We watched a Marvel film. We've watched several Marvel films. I don't remember which one we watched now. Vaiana, or in Italy they don't call it Moana. We call it Moana, but she's like a porn star here in Italy. Did you know that?
I did know that. I heard about that. Yeah.
But no, we watched 5 movies the first day. I was just watching Disney movies all day. It's great.
It was great. It was great. It was great. Oh, here we have Johnny and Alessia. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
We're just discussing our newfound love for Disney Plus at the moment. Do you guys have Disney Plus or Netflix or Amazon Prime to keep you guys going through this? Because I know Seth and I are kindred spirits in this realm of things in terms of like Disney films, any sort of musical kind of stuff. Oh, it's just right up our alley.
Yeah. I'm really bad with Disney though, in particular. I
Love it.
I love it. I do too.
Yeah.
But Johnny and Alessia, please, anything that you guys or other people watching as well, anything you guys want to say, please let us know because we will grab it and
Talk
to us. Talk to us. Yeah, talk to us. I feel like talking about Disney could be and we're saying that we love it very much. And I feel like this could be a very appropriate way to segue into our lesson, which is about being inspired.
Segue. Oh, damn.
That was done very well.
Dab.
I hate dabbing. Stop it. You do it because you know I don't like it. I know that you do.
Exactly.
I only don't like it because I worked at a high school a few years ago and they always did it. And as soon as you're in a class with 25 kids and when one kid does it, everyone has to do it. And it's horrible because you're like, I need to be teaching you. Stop it. And then everyone's going, and it was like, enough. enough. Made me crazy. Really, it's talk to any teacher who was teaching in a public situation like 3 or 4 years ago, and they will tell you they hate it because
Oh,
everyone had
literally.
to do it. Everyone,
Yeah.
horrible.
They were like, teacher, 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 do the dab, do the dab. And then you dab once and they're like, oh.
I mean, it was a good way. If I didn't want to teach, then I would do it. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a great way to get out of doing work.
Yeah. Alessia and Johnny are telling us about their TV stuff. Alessia has
Okay.
Amazon Prime and Sky. No, no,
Ooh, so from the
no.
boyfriend. Nice.
My Netflix is my mom's account. I have Netflix from my mom. I use Spotify from my sister. But my Disney is mine. I'm paying for my
Yes.
Disney.
Me too. Me too. I like literally my dad bought like a family Spotify thing. So like
Uh-huh.
4 or 5 people can have Spotify and pay the same amount as one person would pay, which is really cool.
Right. Yeah.
And then yeah, my family has the Netflix account, and so we all have profiles on that. And then yeah, so the Disney Plus is mine alone. And I remember it was very funny. I called my mom, was it yesterday, just to kind of check in on her, see if she was okay. And we were talking, and she's like, "Oh, what have you been doing?" And I was like, "Absolutely nothing. I've been watching
Disney.
Disney." And she was like, "What do you mean you've been watching Disney?" I was like, "I've got Disney Plus on the 24th." And she's like, "You got Disney Plus? So did your sister. Why did you both get it?" So I guess I just was like, why not? Why not?
Yeah, yeah. Good for you. Johnny's actually paying
Hey,
properly for his debt. Good for you. You're a good person.
nice, nice.
Carl and I instead
Well,
have become grown-up adults by subscribing to Disney.
yes. What would you call oh my god, there's a word for that that we use in English, right? For when another person like takes things that other people have, or like they use things that other people's like
There's
to
not
skive off someone, or
well
to
I the first
leech off someone or something,
to
maybe, is it?
leech. Yeah, to leech off, so I was thinking that to leech, because the leech is like what, that worm that maybe if you're in a lake, sometimes there are those worms that like suck on you, and they're called a
Yeah.
leech. Yeah, so to
Yeah.
leech off of someone is to take from them.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to
I
think.
was
There might
thinking,
be another phrase.
but what about an Indian giver? But that's different, and that's probably an Indian giver. That's probably politically incorrect now. Do you
Mm,
guys use that, an Indian giver?
I've never heard of that before.
And it probably, I'm sure it's probably because of the United States with the native people, the Indians. An
Yeah.
Indian giver is a person who gives you something, but then they want it back.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like they give you, so I guess that's not, like they give you, I don't know, a book, and they're like, here, this book's for you. And then a week later, they're like, hey, can I have that back? I need it. And you're like, dude, you gave it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So how would
And
we
I
how
said,
would we say, like, sorry, to leech? How's the L? Is it Leech or Leach?
I think it's LEA.
To leech
That's
off
a
of
good one.
someone.
Let me
Yeah.
use my phone real quick to look.
Yeah. Because I know
Because
it's like to use other people's
oh no,
things.
it's LEE. It's LEE. You're right.
Lee. Yeah, because I wasn't sure. Because leech, yes, that the animal.
Yeah.
So to
To
use
leech off.
others' uh, things
But in a
for
bad way, like it's in an
yeah,
annoying way where like it annoys you that this person's doing this to you.
yeah, maybe for a long time without giving anything back.
Hmm. Hmm. What about with money? Don't we use something with money, like a person who never pays, like a person who's always like, "Oh, I forgot my wallet," or "Oh man, can you
Yeah,
get my?" Don't we have an expression? I can't think of it.
I can't
Um,
think of that either. Like we have one in Ireland that we use, and it's like to scab off of someone.
ah,
It's like similar to leech off of someone. Like if someone describes you as a scabby person, it means that you're like constantly trying to get things for free and to kind of wiggle your way out of paying for
okay.
things.
Okay.
Or if generally if something is like annoying, you say, "Oh, don't be scabby." Now
Huh.
that's very
We don't
kind of
use that one.
colloquial.
Okay. I guess like just being cheap. A
Cheap,
person
yeah,
who so like, if a product is cheap, the price is low, but if you're a cheap person, you're a person who never wants to spend money. But you might say
yeah,
that to some don't be cheap. Pay for it yourself.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
So there's a phrase that I just can't think of it.
Same. I think we're
Mooching?
thinking of the same one.
What about to
Maybe.
mooch? To mooch off of someone?
Yeah, I think that might be one too. A
A sponge?
sponger, Johnny.
Do
That's
you
a
use
nice.
that?
I would say
I
sponger
don't.
too. Yeah, I would. I've heard of that before. Where like, cause yeah, like a sponge, obviously it sucks all of the water out of
Yeah, yeah,
an place. So yeah, maybe a sponger could be a good one.
yeah. Nice, cool.
A great one.
Did I have one more? You'll appreciate this one. I was thinking of exciting things. So like Disney was exciting, but
Yeah.
today I have a PlayStation exciting thing today.
Okay.
So I play on PlayStation. I don't really like killing people and stuff. I like building cities. I've told
Yeah.
you this. I like
Yeah.
building. And
Mm.
today, my favorite game, it's called City Skylines. They are releasing new downloadable content that's like basically doubling everything that the game is huge already. I'm so
What?
excited. I'm going to be able to build fishing ports and train stations that also double as metro stations.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Basically,
Have you
my
ever played Minecraft?
afternoon done.
Have you ever played
I'm
Minecraft before?
I'm afraid to start Minecraft because I'm afraid that my life will end, that I will be
Oh.
lost in Minecraft.
Yeah, that is totally true. I started Minecraft there like last week, 2 weeks ago, and I've already built two houses and a fountain and a little sky base, and it's great, and I adore it. And all my friends have houses in my world as well.
I can't, like, I'm afraid, really, like, serious, Kyle. Like, people have told me, like, you should do Minecraft, and I'm like, I can't. I'll forget to come
Mm,
to work, or I'll come to work and I'll just be like, because
yeah,
I didn't go to bed.
exactly.
I have to make these. This is my adult choice. No
Mm.
Minecraft.
Why? Well, I'm gonna send you an invite, a friend request, and I'm
Oh
gonna send you
God.
the link to it, and you're gonna get involved.
Please do it. Please don't you dare. Please do it. Please do it. Don't you dare.
This is Seth's like angel on one shoulder and devil on the other shoulder, kind of
Oh
going, "Oh, do it,
gosh.
do it, do it! Oh, don't do it, don't do it! It's a great, terrible
Yeah.
idea."
Yeah. And they're both like city planners, a city planner
Yeah,
angel and a city planner demon. Like the serious.
literally both.
Wouldn't have you should spend the next hour and a half individually placing trees at park that you've just built in the center of your town. And then I do.
Yeah,
Boom, boom.
little pop one. And it's like
It's
City Planner.
ridiculous.
Is that a game where you are able to like get like small like minute things into it as well? Like because you said metro stations. Like in Minecraft, it's very blocky and you kind of
Oh, no, no,
can
no, no.
create
This
stuff.
is it's like SimCity, if you know the old SimCity games. So you're
Oh, okay.
building a city and and the idea is like you start with nothing, you have like a terrain, you have a big area and you just
Yeah.
start building and as your population gets bigger, it gives you more, police departments, train stations, and as it gets bigger and bigger you can build more and more. But it's really really complicated and this is where I go into like total dork mode and like because I've read
Okay.
about this game and people who study city planning actually play this game to get ideas because it works into
What?
things like if you I don't know like whenever you begin there's a highway that's already there that passes through
Okay.
your area
Okay.
and at a certain point so you have to connect the first part is you have to connect a road to that highway so people can come in
Okay.
and if you connect your highway like your city grows if you connect another road to the highway if it's more convenient for people to take that new entrance off the highway, they will stop shopping in the areas close to the other entrance. And like, so your city changes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and if you build a metro stop, like it
Okay.
changes, that area will grow and the buildings get high. Like, so you end up with cities that actually look like like real cities. Like I have a
Yeah.
city right now that I've been building since we have been trapped in our houses that has well, I had this really beautiful like downtown area with skyscrapers. I was like really like, yeah. And then it got really big and I built another entrance onto the highway, but all of the people started taking that one, and my downtown like crumbled. All the buildings were abandoned, the buildings fall down. Like
What?
yeah, it's really and even there's day and night and
Okay.
traffic patterns there's rush hour, so in the morning and at night the traffic changes. It takes a
Yeah.
lot of things into
Yeah.
account.
That
And I
sounds
mean,
really like
yeah, so
complicated.
it's
It's very, very
and
like thought process. You got to put a lot of thought into where you put things. Okay.
and everything you put down costs money. So if you have a police station, you have to pay money for it, like every like month. So it's not just you pay
Yeah.
to put it down. So you have to keep a budget. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of so if you just like go crazy and make it super huge, your city won't work.
Yeah. Of course.
Of course, there is
Oh.
sandbox mode where you can do whatever you want, and that's what I like to do.
Okay.
I really,
Oh, well,
really
saying that we should try The Sims. That's a great idea. I
This is
mean,
another game,
I
Alessia, that I won't play. I won't play it because I'll lose my life.
I always try to create drama in Sims. So anytime, because obviously Sims is where you like take control of people.
Yeah.
And so I always try to like create like a family and have a very, very happy family, and then have some sort of like devastating revelation where someone will cheat on someone else and the whole family will be split, and I'm like, oh god, it's like my own soap opera inside a game.
I can't do it. I can't do it. For the same reason that I can't do Minecraft, because you won't see me anymore. I'll disappear.
It
I'll be gone.
literally, yeah. No, it would
Oh,
100%. Like I can totally understand that, because my I think, was it 2 days ago, I was playing with my friends, and I think it was like I had a long break, or there was, maybe it was yesterday. It might have been yesterday. Oh god, that's very bad if that was yesterday. Um uh that like I finished quite early. I finished teaching quite early, and so I just turned on the PlayStation to watch some TV series while I was making food and stuff. And then I got an invitation to like a group chat party thing, and so I plugged in my headphones and started speaking to my friends. And then suddenly it was like 3 hours later, like 4 hours later, and we were still mining. We were still digging into a hole in Minecraft looking for like diamonds or something. I'm like, what is happening? How did we spend this much time on this game? It was crazy.
yeah. It can be. There have been days when I have started playing that game, the City Builder, and
Mm.
the time passes so fast. I'll look at the
Yeah,
clock and
you
I'll be
don't
like,
realize.
yeah, it's like 11 p.m. and you're like, okay, I'll just do like one more thing, and then I'll go to bed. And then you finish that thing and you look at the clock and it's like 3
1
a.m. And you're like, how did this happen? I mean, yeah, 1 a.m. because I've never done it
Oh,
until 3
oh
a.m.
yes,
Yes,
3 a.m. is way too late. Yeah, no, I've never done that before.
just keep
Oh.
going. It's bad. It's
That's
bad.
like new levels of burning the midnight candle.
Oh my gosh. I just go and go and go. It's
And like
horrible.
I'm assuming, like with City Skyline or the City Planner one, you can just like turn it off. Like you don't need to like go to bed, or like there's no going to bed. You just work through the night.
Yeah, because there's no there aren't like there's no
People that you
story
need to
to
make.
it per se.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing at all. So usually what happens is I'll be getting to a point where like, okay, like I'm gonna finish building this highway interchange and then I'm going
Mm.
to sleep. But then as
Okay.
soon as I'm finishing my highway interchange, and then like a comet falls onto my amusement park, because there
The
are
amusement park is fun.
there are disasters, or there's an earthquake and like a rift opens and like half your city falls into it, and then you're like, I have to do this. I can't go to bed
Okay.
now. Jo-
Okay.
Johnny, avoid The Sims at all costs. Don't play The
Don't
Sims.
worry, Sid. Johnny, The Sims is a video game where Sims is like the species of like people or the population that you take control of. So The Sims is a video game where you can control people, tell them what to do, and basically like run their lives and say, okay, this person is going to be an economist. This person is going to be a chef. This person is going to be an athlete. You can like you can totally change their lives and where they live. Like they can get married. You basically like from start to finish, you can like create an entire family. And so that's what I was talking about earlier. Um, and just like create your own little world in which they live.
And it's a thing that sounds like like when you explain it, it sounds like why would you want to do that? But it's been
Yeah,
wildly popular for a long time, like 10 years or something. So
it's
it's
super popular.
obviously fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's because I think other people like people are bored with like obviously in these kinds of situations with quarantine and stuff.
Yeah.
These kinds of game, they really are taking off now. Where you're able to just experience um like such a large portion of life, then like in such a short period of time. Because you don't
Hmm.
have to wait. Because they're video games, you can just skip ahead for a few days or a few
Yeah.
weeks. Like with Minecraft, if it's dark outside, you can just go to bed and it'll skip immediately to the next day.
Okay. Ah, I see. Okay.
Great,
Cool.
it's great.
Should we get into talking about what we should be talking about?
I mean, I'm having fun, but yeah, sure. I mean, we could talk about
Well,
inspiring people.
like we're talking about the things that inspire us, and I find like this lesson is actually like based on, like great historical people,
Mm.
and we're like talking about video games.
Well, I feel like
What is
now with the way that the
it's
world is
kind of true.
changing, video games have become like such a huge influence and inspiration to a lot of young people. Like there are so many people now, young people who want to create a livelihood from playing video games. So if you like look at um like you go onto YouTube or you go onto streaming websites like Twitch or there's another one. What's the other one called? Microsoft have one. I can't remember the one it's called. There's two or three now that are
Uh-huh.
very very popular. Um, and yeah, like people are making ridiculous amounts of money from just playing games and then people watching them play games.
Which is
um,
so weird. It's really interesting to me. I went 2 years ago to there's a city in Italy called Lucca where they have Comic-Con, like the
yeah,
European Comic-Con. And I went
yeah.
to it 2 years ago, and it was the first time. Like I'm not, I like like I always played games, but like not in a super huge way. I think I hate saying it, but some of it's a little bit my age because I'm 37, and so like Nintendo, the original Nintendo, we had the first Nintendo that came out in like 19, was it 89 or something?
Yeah, that
But
was
I played a lot of games growing up, but like what and I know like the online stuff keeps developing and stuff, but like I don't to me to watch someone play a game, because like I know on PlayStation I don't understand why I would want to do that, but I know that
mm.
that's because of my age, and I know that's I hate saying it because I don't like thinking that I'm old, but the way that I play games, like I know, like, because I do know people, younger people, like, well, you're younger than me in that regard, but like I never like PlayStation, even like I've never played PlayStation with other people, because for me
Yeah,
like gaming is, like the Nintendo, the ones I grew up with, like
the
Nintendo and
personal,
Wii.
the kind of we
Yeah,
you
like
play with
it,
your
you play by yourself or with people who are with you. And I
yeah
don't think it's necessarily bad to like be playing through the internet, because I know that like there are people who have friends and like real relationships through the internet.
yeah
Um, but it just wasn't part of my growing up, and so to me it's not bad. It's just not one of my experiences, I guess.
yeah.
So,
No,
but
because it's funny. Like we have a couple of teachers in our school who do have consoles and stuff like that. I know Liam has one, and Caesar too also has one. And I played with both of them online. It's very, very kind of, it's strange to do it at first, but then it gets a lot of fun because you have like your life relationship to kind of take from, and then you have like the online thing as well, which is really cool too. So you kind of get two different relationships and just smash them together, and like you have like fun times or jokes about both.
Because you talk to you. I mean, you wear a headset, right? Like you're talking to each other
Yeah,
while you're
like
playing.
I use these headphones that I use now. I just plug them straight into
Okay.
the controller.
Because I think like some of the games, like we've been looking, because during this quarantine, my partner and I, like we've been looking for games we can play together, and there aren't, there's some games for two players that are kind of cool. But we saw one game that I think this looks super sweet. You have to play it with up to 5 people. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's like a horror sort of game where there are 4 kids and one like killer, and
Oh,
you are those people. And so one person's goal is to kill the 4 kids, and the
oh my
goal of
god.
the other 4 kids is just to escape this like forest. And
Oh, it's like Mike Myers or something, is it? Like
it's something like that. It looked really cool though, because like the kids, um, you can work together to hide each
yeah.
other to do, but then so the 4 of you kind of can be cooperative and you're connected, but then your friend is the killer who is outside, and then like you can replay it, of course, and change. It looked really cool. At the same time, I was like, I would be terrified. I couldn't play this game because
Yeah.
I would sit on the ground and cry. I don't think I could. But like Call of Duty and stuff, games where you're fighting, I think it would be cool to be telling each other, okay, you go over there, I'm gonna wait over here. Like coordinating those things would be really cool.
That's one thing that like I know myself and Caesar do a lot. Caesar and I, I don't play it anymore that often, but Fortnite. Maybe you guys have heard of Fortnite before.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it's a game that became like rapidly popular over the last 2 years or 3 years maybe now at this stage. Because I know it was 2017 when it kind of first started. But it was a huge thing, and myself and Caesar really kind of got into it, and it's a kind of an island. You're on an island, and it's called a battle royale. So basically, it's like 100 people, and it's either free for all, everyone's against, or you can do like teams. So teams of two or teams of four. And so usually Caesar and I would do the teams of two games, and we'd win like a couple now and again. And it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like strategy, and there's a bit of building involved and stuff as well too. So it's interesting.
So like when you start a game, 100 people are dropped from around the world onto that island, and then you
Yeah,
all start
basically.
attacking each other.
Yes, so
That's cool.
you are like everybody comes in, so they call it the battle bus. So the bus kind of floats across the island, and you can like jump out of the bus at different stages. So you have like 30-second window to jump out of the bus,
Okay.
and then you drop down to the ground. You try to find some weapons. You try to find some materials to kind of build yourself your own little fort, and then you like obviously the size of the space shrinks as more time excuse me, more time continues.
Ah, so it pushes you guys together.
Yeah, so it's not just like
Nice.
one big island for the entire game. So yeah, and they call it the storm. So the storm comes in and comes in and comes in and shrinks and
Ah,
shrinks and
okay.
shrinks until there's only two people left or one person left.
And then you have to
Whatever it is.
destroy one person kills the other person, and then there's a
Yeah,
winner.
there's an
Ah,
elimination battle and then the winner. And it says it's really cool because then it says victory royale on the on the screen.
it does sound cool. It does. Johnny asked you take part in video game official. I never have.
I
Have you ever?
I I only did it once, and it wasn't like a professional thing. It was like an online thing for FIFA, so a football game. Um, and so in FIFA there are like official competitions that you play against people who are kind of a similar rank to you. And so I played that, and I got up to Division One, which is like the top division. This is like back in like 2014 or 2013 when I was like in school and had a lot more time. um, so I got really good at the game and won the Division 1. So I got like a certain amount of online in-game currency for that, which was
Okay.
cool. So it was like about 100 euros worth of online currency that I won.
Does Fortnite like do have like a competitive system? Like if
Yeah,
I
they have a
imagine it does.
huge,
Yeah.
yeah. So they actually had their first World Cup. Like they had
Wow.
their first international competition in New York of all places last year. Um, they like sold out. I think it was the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. They like
Uh-huh.
sold out the arena. Everybody came in and watched 100, the top 100 players in the entire world. So there was a huge,
Came to New York.
yeah,
So they
there
were
was a
also
huge
playing in New York?
qualifying. Yeah. So there was a huge qualifying like competition like the in the weeks leading up to the competition. Um and then the top 100 players from those qualifiers got in. And so yeah, it was like they were all playing on the same in the same place, and it was crazy. Myself and Caesar actually watched a couple of games. It was really interesting. Like they're completely a different level.
Well, it's interesting to talk about it like that because, like, again, like probably like when I was little, but and I like little, not even little, but like even up until maybe I was like probably like around university is when my gaming changed, just because you start working and stuff. But
Mm,
like when I think of the games, and this has to do with technology and also like internet and all of that stuff, but like,
yeah,
um, you could be really good at some of the games, but like um the games now are so complicated and complex and like even what you can do
yeah,
and the games like and I think that's probably even for the people who make the games it's probably cool for them to watch the players and be like I never would have thought
to
to
do that.
use these things that way, and then of course that makes games even cooler,
Yeah.
um but it's making me think it's just like the future, like where's all this going to go and stuff because it's really, I mean, it's obviously it's going to keep turning into stuff as life becomes more and more
Mhm.
uh digital and virtual too. Like I think it's kind of cool, like the idea of meeting people in a virtual, well, like right now, I mean even right now we're in a certain way, uh you know we're not really with each other
No,
but we're with
exactly, yeah.
each other. So
Yeah.
but like what was the movie that there maybe a year or so ago where like it's in the future but there's a kid who's really good at like the gaming of that era, and you put on like a suit and you feel everything, and and there's a competition, like a worldwide competition
Yeah. It's
in the
called,
game.
what is it called? Ready Player One.
Yeah, and like I mean like what type of thing like that's gonna you know uh, what's technology gonna do, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool
Yeah, like
because like
they live like most of their lives in the video game, which is crazy.
yeah, yeah. I really want the what's the
The
thing
virtual
the
reality like
yeah.
goggles.
Do you love that this was enough for you to know that that's what I meant?
I knew exactly what
Yeah,
you were going for.
but the VR thing, but then again I'm afraid that like I'll lose my life. That I'll
Oh
just be
yeah,
like
for sure.
living in virtual reality. But it looks so freaking cool.
Mm. Oh yeah, it is 100% really cool.
Do you
Like
have
it's
it?
no, I've been friends with people who have had it over the years, and obviously, like years ago, it wasn't as advanced as it is now. Um, but certainly, yeah, like it's
Because the PlayStation
crazy.
one is growing a lot, and my sister also is into gaming and probably more than me. She liked playing like the big, huge role playing things like what were the like Skyrim and like the big ones where you're in like an open world and you can just like
Yeah,
wander, because
yeah.
she wanders and wanders and wanders. Her goal is like to uncover the entire map
Yes.
before she even like does the story. I'll be like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Well, I'm supposed to be talking to someone like 5 billion miles away, but I wanted to go over here." And I'm like, "Okay, okay."
I
So,
would actually highly recommend. There's a game out at the moment called Spider-Man, and it is
where you're in New
uh
York, we have that one.
yeah,
That's
it's
sweet. Yeah.
so good. Like, and as you said, like open world, you can go anywhere in the city that you want. and just like things happen. And I'm really excited because like next year, obviously. Oh no, not next year. Yeah, no, maybe next year. I think they're putting out a second game, but we have to wait because the PlayStation 5 is being released this year.
Oh God, I'm gonna
Because
get a play. I bet we're
potentially,
gonna get one.
yeah, that's definitely going to cost like an arm and a leg to buy. It's gonna be,
You know, the nice thing though with like PlayStation now is like for me who doesn't like, in terms of like computing, I don't need like a PlayStation is like a computer. I mean, it can do internet,
Hmm,
it can do so much that if you're not needing a computer for business purposes, which in general we don't, um,
yeah,
you can the money that you
get
spend
one.
towards your PlayStation,
Yeah.
yeah, basically, right? Like,
Well, like
because yeah,
you
I mean,
have,
you can video chat, you can do everything with PlayStation. So,
you can chat, you can watch Netflix and Disney and YouTube and search things online. It's like it's all there, which is crazy to think about.
mhm. I'm
Yeah.
just turning this off for now. If we're not going to get to that, come on, come
We're
on.
putting it there as more of a kind of thing to fool ourselves more so than you guys.
But like our chat is like it's going places. It's cool. Um,
Yeah.
um, are there? Well, we what else have we been playing lately? Like I find we have one of the Resident Evil games that you
Okay.
play in you. It's like a co-op. You play together, and
Okay.
we started playing it like a year ago, and I'm kind of a dork when it comes to like zombies, and I get afraid. And like my partner and I, well, he would go crazy because I was always like, we'd get to a door and he would say like, okay, you go in and I'll come behind. And I was like, I don't want to go in first. I'm not going in first. There might be a zombie. And he was like, just go. Like we have to go. And I would never go in. So this time, like last week, I was like, let's start it over again. And he was like, no, it's not fun to play with you because you don't do anything. And I was like, no, this time it's a game.
I got
And
this.
this time, sometimes I just like, there'll be a room full of dead things and I just run in and just go at it. I just kill them all. Because, yeah, I'm like, enough.
Enough.
Alessia asked, do we
Enough.
know Origin? Do you know Origin? I'm looking
I
it
might have
up.
heard of
I'm
it
looking it
before.
up.
Look it up too. I'm gonna look it up too.
What type of game? Can you tell us, Alessia, more about like
Type of
what
it.
is the game and what do you do? Origin PS4. Oh, is it? I don't know. It looks like it's not a game, I don't think. It looks like it's oh, is it Assassin's
That's it.
Creed?
Assassin's
It says
Creed Origins, maybe.
because I'm also looking at there's a PC that's opened up, the Origin
Yeah,
PC.
same one. I'm getting it too. Yeah, Origin for PC. Origin for PS4.
It looks like it's PC, Xbox, and PS4 and Switch.
Origin, I know, yeah, it's like an engine, right? Origin is like it's its own thing. It's like EA
Whoa.
or something like that.
I do not. Oh, yeah, it's got all of them inside. Alessia, why? Why do you do this to us? Now I want it. Now I want one. I want one. Don't you want one? I mean, come on. Don't lie.
No,
You
it
know
looks
you
great.
do.
It
It's
does look
beautiful.
great.
It's cool looking. They call it the Big O.
Yeah,
That's kind of funny.
the big O.
So it's got them
Yeah,
all.
no, I love like
Wow. Wow.
because they do have like they have things where you can like look at you can like download or you can play games like for not for free, but you can pay like a certain amount of money every month and then play as many games as you want.
That's
Um,
the network thing that or the you pay for the service, right?
yeah, well that too, but they also have this thing called PlayStation Live, I think, where you can play like retro games. So they'll like like give you loads of games that you played like when, like 10, 15 years ago, which is really cool to think
Yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
Now I
yes,
feel like
the
okay, so it's a thing that has like it looks like it has all of the major like consoles inside of one thing. as
Yeah. Well,
Xbox,
like
PS4.
yeah, Origin is the platform. It's not necessarily the console. The console, like
Okay.
the games, can be played through Origin, I think.
Through Origin. Okay. The box thing
Cool.
that I saw, the pictures looked really cool. Yeah. Had a lot of
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Alessia, do you play then? Do you like to play? What do you play? Do you play games?
Mm.
I feel like this afternoon
Yeah.
I need to go into PlayStation and instead of immediately beginning and playing my game, I need to like play around. I need to go into like the social side of it.
Yeah. No, no.
Because I
Have a
have
look at
been.
it. Like, I'll send you my gamer tag. I'll send you my gamer tag, and
Oh God.
we don't have to play. We don't have to play games, Seth. We can just chat. We can just chat. It's okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh God, I'm worried. I'm
Sorry,
worried.
baby steps. Baby steps.
Oh my gosh.
Here
Okay,
comes our
okay.
lives. Our lives are just about to like go
We've
away.
also been doing to occupy time and also to like move. We have Just Dance 2000. We have last
Oh,
year's. Maybe it's 2018. It doesn't matter. But anyways. So we're like, it's fun. It's real
yeah, Just
fun.
Dance is great.
And
We used to have it for the Wii, the Nintendo Wii. We used to have that at home in Ireland, so we just played Just Dance on the Wii all the time.
I have this bad feeling that when that suit I'm going to be ordering because there's a few different bars. There's like a video bar that'll watch you, right?
Yeah.
That you can buy because the way when we do Just Dance, we like hold our phone and so you really only it only tracks like one hand. So if you want to be real lazy, you can just stand there and move your hands. But
Ah,
but but I think doesn't PlayStation also have like a bar with
yeah, it
that
has a
you set in front
camera
of the
and
TV and it watches you
yeah,
somehow?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that also the
It,
camera you would use if you were like talking to people?
okay, so you don't. When you're talking to people, you don't need a camera. You just need to like set up a group chat party thing, and so people can enter and speak, like a
Yeah.
video conference, but without the video. And so
Okay.
then you have like you can buy something like it's usually like kind of like this shape,
Yeah.
and it just sits on top of your TV or
What
wherever,
is
and it
that
just
that you picked up?
this is my Harry Potter wand that I got.
Of course it's right by the computer.
Yeah, well, it's on my shelf. I'm like in my little office space still here. I've got
I
like a
just
little
found
corner in
it
here.
it was just like amazing to me that like out of nowhere you had like the perfectly shaped object to show. Like I was like, what
Yeah,
the heck? Where did
yeah.
that come from? So
Where I just got a mountain of things here. It's just over the last while I've just been collecting bits and bobs, doodads. But
oh
here's
nice.
the
Alessia's
one.
a gamer. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's like legit. It's some legitness right there.
I'm sure it's real. It does real
Yeah.
magic.
Oh, of course. Yes. Not
Duh.
the kind of magic I want to happen though. I want this coronavirus to go away.
Alessia plays a lot of stuff. Look at this. The Sims,
Hey,
Battlefield, Need for Speed, and Alessia, you need to be talking
Need
more than
for
me because I don't like
Speed.
know. I play dumb games that like dorky people play. I play games for boring people. I'm
Battlefield is
gonna.
great.
It's true. I don't know
Star
Battlefield. You
Wars.
kill people, obviously.
Yeah, but even Star Wars. There's like a cool story mode. There's a new game called Fallen Order, I believe is what it's called, and it's like based after um all of like in Episode 3 when Anakin becomes Darth Vader and all the
Yeah.
Jedi get wiped out. This is like in between Episodes 3 and 4, so like
Okay.
people are
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to rebuild the
Andrea,
Jedi.
it's pretty new, right? It's a few months or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Andrea, because we're like dorks for Marvel and Star Wars, and he played it already. He played
so good,
yeah, it looked cool. Like
really good.
because all the Jedi skills, like there were a lot of it looked cool. Is it like replayable? It's not an open world, is it?
It is an open world, I think. But it's kind of it's not short, but once you finish the story, there's not much else you can do apart from just run and collect things.
Okay.
which is one thing that I'm kind of that's why I didn't get the game. My friends got the
Okay.
game, and I kind of like experienced it through them. And so I was kind of hesitant to get it because there was no kind of extra things to do at the end. That's why I really like Spider-Man, because even when you're finished Spider-Man, there's still things that you can do
Yeah.
around.
I think this is the big difference from like, because when I was like, my sister and I, we gamed a lot when I was like, I would say from like 10 to 20, but games were
Yeah,
way different because I was already like almost 20 years ago. And so games were like, they weren't as big, you know? And
yeah.
I think, yes, Alessia, go do it. Um, but like
Is it
the thing that
available for
I'm
PC? Seth? Sorry, she's wondering if is
it
it a
is.
bit available for PC?
I think that on PC it's actually better. It's more you have
Ooh,
even finer control over how dorky and nerdy you can be. Do it.
excellent,
um,
excellent.
but no, like the bigness of the games and that like because like my boyfriend he likes to play big games and he's always
Mm,
talking about like the stories and one of the games what was the one he did they just made also a TV series out of it. The Slay.
The
It's a
Witcher.
guy, The Witcher, and I followed him a lot. Like I was watching him play it a lot. But the story is also really good, and their
Oh yeah,
characters, and that's a thing
that's
that
like
like wasn't there when I was growing up. You know, the characters didn't because you didn't have like the cinematic aspect of the game that now you do.
no, now for sure. Like games have just taken on like that's why so many times you'll see like games will trans or movies will translate or sorry, games will translate well to movies, but movies won't translate well to games. I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go, but like games are much
Yeah.
more effective at like creating characters that you care about because you do so much with them. Whereas in a movie, you just watch them do it.
Yeah.
Whereas in a game, you
What's
experience
cool
it and
now,
you.
like and you have a choice in so much like one of the last games that I really got into it's been a while now but it was for Xbox Fable where and I think it
Mm,
was one of the first games where your decisions you're basically like the super like the hero running around and there's a bad guy you know like a kind of classic
yeah,
story
yeah,
but what was cool is like and you had magical powers and stuff like that but like as you ran around this big world and it was an open world so you could do whatever you wanted but you could choose to be like when you met someone look I just said when I like I'm using I did when you would meet
yeah,
someone in a town you could decide if like you know if you needed money you could decide to ask them or you could decide to like wait for them in the street for nighttime and like attack them you know like or even little
mm,
children like you could kick a little kid and people you could go into towns and people would be afraid of you you could be mean or you could be good um and you had a reputation that spread and I think that was like
yeah.
one of the first games that was integrating the idea of like it's not just like a straight story that you can
Like
do you know you could
the
even like have cities that were against you like this city was afraid of you and hated you but this city liked you
yeah, yeah,
and the people from those cities would help you and stuff. So Alessia, yes, we did it. Good.
yeah.
We totally dorked out. It's great.
Also, Danny, like Danny's not too keen on video games, but like after this, he's like, I'm gonna get a video game. Like, why not? But
No,
yeah,
they
I
can
do.
be
I
really
love
good.
that, like the whole actions, like forced consequences and all that sort of stuff. And it really kind of it's extended over. There was actually a Netflix series called Bandersnatch, based on kind of Black Mirror. I don't know if anybody's seen Black Mirror, where
Mhm.
you could decide
We
what
did that.
happened next in the show,
Yeah.
and that is something that like a TV and television and movies have taken from video games and incorporated it into them so that the viewer can have their own experience depending on what they wanted. Like one of the choices in Bandersnatch was like which cereal you wanted to eat. Apparently, I like you like get the choice. Like, do you want toast or do you want cereal?
Well, they're kind of like the choose your own adventure books from a long time
Yeah,
ago, but in the TV. We did it. It
yeah,
was fun. Oh my God. Now I'm thinking of like
yeah.
the game Detroit, but we have to stop, man. And you have another lesson.
Detroit, yeah. Oh, Detroit was great.
That was
Oh my
cool.
God. I got so emotionally invested in that game that I had to stop because I was like, okay, I'm gonna get too involved. It's gonna become another Game of Thrones and I'm gonna get disappointed by the ending.
Detroit was cool. There was another one that just came out where you're a girl and inside of you is like a spirit, and she can tell the spirit to go out and do stuff outside of her, like go into other rooms and pick things up and stuff. But what's cool is you play it with two people. So the one person is the girl and the other person is the spirit.
It's a
And it's
spirit.
it's
Ah, that's
really,
cool.
really cool. It's like a sabotage.
Yeah.
Like she's works for the government and she's a spy. So like they
Okay.
send her and like you need to send the spirit like into the office to pick the lock to get.
That's
But
cool.
it's that one's really cool. So there's cool stuff
Yeah.
that's definitely it keeps continuing. We have to stop talking
Yeah.
because I
For
know you
sure.
have more work. I'm done working after this, but I know you have more, don't you?
Oh, but I haven't, but I don't have it for another like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So.
Okay. Well, you need your break though. You need your time. So well, we made Alessia very happy. We got an OMG.
We did. We got OMG. I
Yeah.
love this conversation.
Um,
Success.
yeah, for sure. I just wish like we could be talking with them because it would be like
Yeah,
great just to be like flying
absolutely.
back and forth. Um,
Yeah.
well,
We
I'm
should
gonna
go
go
to
eat
Treviso.
lunch.
When all of this is over, we should go to Treviso and have lunch with Alessia and just talk about video games. Why not?
Bye, Johnny.
I get Johnny in
No,
there too.
yeah, geez.
Why
Well, I'm
not?
gonna
Why
have
not?
lunch and then I'm gonna play games all day. That's my
And
day. That's my day.
we'll think later about getting that
Yeah, yeah,
code.
yeah, yeah. You have to introduce me to those things because I know I'll love it.
Absolutely.
Shoot.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you
guys.
too, Alessia. We're gonna head
Thanks,
out. See
guys.
you guys later. Thanks for coming,
Have a lovely
listening.
day.
Bye.
Bye.
How was